next question here is, can you talk more about the markings of grief, like wearing a black armband? What cultures do this well? So beautiful, right? This is where palliative care is so great in a lot of ways. It's a way to upload non-medical issues into the medical system, spiritual issues, social issues, cultural issues, and those are some of my favorite. And to note that as a field, we're dramatically underdeveloped. There's so much good work to be done. And loss is ancient. So cultures have been doing this for a long, long time. So one of these days, maybe get a little scholarship and we'll go write a big paper on this and study this. But what I can say is, in the Jewish tradition, there has been there's sitting Shiva, and there's been sometimes it lasts a year where you wear some sort of armband that denotes that you are in grief, and that people will afford you space accordingly and check in on you and not expect too much of you. Usually, in my understanding, that goes about a year. I've heard of some cultures doing something like that for closer to 2 years. There's the veritable hanging crepe, which is just putting some black crepe in the windows so passersby in the community know, okay, this is a house touched by grief. Let's be thoughtful, let's be respectful. And absent here in the US, we're happily a very mixed culture. We're not a monolithic culture. So a lot of folks who are removed from their traditions and the rituals of their family lives, now they live across the country or across the world, or maybe they were raised in a spiritual tradition and have left that as an adult. But one way or another, this is some ripe territory for us as a group, for us as people, to begin to reacquaint ourselves with grief and mark it. So absent any rituals that you are already baked into your life, you can create them. You can create them. I've worked with some patients who have put a brooch on, and when someone asks them about the brooch, it's a conversation starter, and they'll say, well, this is my touchstone. I actually lost someone very close to me recently, and blah, blah, blah. And it becomes a touchstone for them and an interesting piece for people to ask about and engage around. It lacks the understanding in a culture that is talking to each other. It lacks the built-in symbolism, but you can supply that. So I really strongly recommend that you do. Some folks or families have made T-shirts that commemorate a phrase or something about the loved one, and they wear that T-shirt a lot, and that sends a signal. So absent any traditions that are baked into your world, make them up and then communicate them.